And the longer the season is, you can't ask players to play 20 real games. You just can't. So Steve Young told us this before they even went to 17 games. The first 4 or 5 weeks are the exhibition season, but they count.
Yeah, but the fortunate thing for the Jets is this was the game to lose. It's a non-conference opponent. You were an underdog on the road against a team that went to the Super Bowl last year. You may be embarrassed by the way the defense played and what the final score was, but you figure that was going to be a game you're going to lose. Last year, they didn't have that benefit. It was a home game against the Buffalo Bills. That's a game you can't afford to lose. But I wondered, do you look at it and say, well, we're probably going to lose to San Francisco anyway. If we're rusty, so what? Let's get our bearings. Go out. We got a conference game against Tennessee, home opener against the divisional opponent against New England. Those are the games that we need to be ready for.
Now, Wilson was asked, what was it like to finally experience Rodgers as your quarterback?
It was special, especially the start of the game and just knowing that we're on the road playing back where I think he's from somewhere around there. So just seeing him take it all in and, just knowing that everything's on the table with him. You're never out of the game. You're never out of it, truly. It was awesome, man. So truly, we just got to
Peter, can I tell you?
Keep getting better because he's a special talent, special player, and someone that's fun to play with.
The man has a beautiful voice.
Beautiful. No, it's podcast work. Link him up with Hawk Tua Girl and put him on Talk Tua,
Holy crap.
How about Hockey Tua?
Maybe Don?
I don't think he can contribute.
Wow.
I don't appreciate the judgment you're making.
I don't. I'm going to put Garrett Wilson on a hockey podcast?
Why not? You could be a big hockey guy.
You've had me on that podcast. I'm not exactly Stan Fischler.
No, but it was not exactly planned either. Somebody dialed you into the wrong number, and all of a sudden you were on, and we took advantage of it. But it wasn't planned.
No, it was not. Was not.
But I've seen him in a Knick game. Maybe he's fans of another sport. I don't want to pigeonhole him into saying that he's not.
But don't you just want to? Maybe he could be the announcer for the show, like the Wink Martindale or something. Introduce you and Anthony.
Oh, like the Don Pardo?
Yes.
He could be a Don Pardo.
Yeah.
I worked at a pharmacy for a long time, 1985 to 96.
Drug dealer.
No, it was a pharmacy.
Oh, well, that's drugs.
Bill Hansen, the late Bill Hansen, was one of the pharmacists. His son married Don Pardo's daughter, which I thought was the coolest thing when we worked together.
I think her name was Paula, right?
Don, I don't
Paula
remember.
Pardo, yeah.
Oh, you see, he's playing. He's doing the crystal meth
thing. He's always trying to find it again.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell a story, and obviously he's bored, and he's trying to dress it up.
So he wants to amuse himself.
And he would tell stories like how cool, like Don Pardo's at his house on Thanksgiving. Like that's pretty cool. He announced how long Saturday Night Live, Peter?
At least 42 of the years, I guess.
He died like 10 years ago or whatever. But so so that would be something, a hockey podcast, and it's introduced by Garrett Wilson. Anthony, can we make that happen?
Yeah, I'm sure we can make something work.
Oh, see, that's very dismissive. Didn't it sound dismissive?
It did. It really did. It's like this is the last thing I want to be bothered with, Don.
You know what? I think Lupica will text me congratulations on the Twins before Anthony makes a phone call about that.
Wow.
How about that, Peter?
He may be.
Story. And my co-host and producer could not be less interested.
No, I was very interested. I just thought I'd add a little joke in.
But
isn't it possible? Let me just say this. Isn't it possible Anthony was doing something?
I guess
possible.
I get it. It's a good point.
It's on the table. He's doing his job.
But can you at least fake it? Like if he didn't hear it, you heard Don ask the question.
Here, try again with him and see how he does.
No.
No, I think it's important. You should try.
Anthony, you think we can make that happen? Garrett Wilson is the announcer on game misconduct?
Absolutely, Don. I'll text Jared right now.
See,
no. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Sarcasm in
that was even worse.
It's even worse, Anthony, because what happens is that Garrett is paid to be on Bart and Hahn. So one day when he's on Bart and Hahn, every Tuesday or every Thursday, just have him record now with Hockey Tua, here's Don LaGreca and Anthony Pusick.
Brownshire had him record when he was in studio last week.
Well,
this would have been a great idea last week.
But we could still make this work.
Anthony has now 3 straight times just dumped on your head. Done.
I know.
And I don't like it, Don.
You know what? And Michael you guys came up with a great, that's something that could have been cute. But now I don't want it to happen. Now I don't want to have it.
But by the way, he did take the Bills again, but he doesn't want this to happen.
Well, and this is a big question. Honestly, I know there's less history here. What was more disrespectful? Michael's "you're wrong," or Anthony's sort of triplet of just disrespect now?
Well, judging by my reaction, I still think it was Michael.
Because the hate for Michael is stronger than for Anthony.
Listen, I'm in a better place with Anthony than I am with Michael because of our hockey connection.
So, our connection of 23 years?
I don't want to be ripping into Anthony. Anthony works harder than all of us. I'm not going to be abusive to Anthony. So, you know what? Let's be honest. I think I'm more offended and more disrespected by Anthony, but I don't think I'm in a position to react to Anthony the way I reacted to you.
Yeah, you know what? And you're smart, and you've learned from the past. Because if you don't learn from the past, you're doomed to repeat it. And what I mean by that, remember when I did my performative thing on Ray? I was the worst person in the world. The radio and TV guys couldn't just jump me enough. So you're taking the smart road, Don.
Yeah.
You're taking the smart road. Because you can't win.
I hope we learn from each other.
Yes. Yes, you're absolutely right. You know what's coming up next? ENN, the 4:30 version. Coming up next.
Oh, yeah.
Right here on Yes and 880 ESPN.
Want to stop hair loss in its tracks? Through Hims.com, you can explore a range of options with finasteride and minoxidil so you can grow thicker, fuller hair in just 3 to 6 months. Stop hair loss and regrow hair at Hims.com.
Melt away.
I hear that. This bad boy can fix anything.
Yep, tough day at work. Nice cruise to sort you right out.
When I'm riding, I'm not even thinking about my painful cavity.
Oh, you shouldn't ignore that.
And every time I get stressed about having to pay my bills, I just hop on the bike, man.
Oh, come on, man. You gotta pay your bills.
You don't have to worry about anything when you're protected by America's #1 motorcycle insurer.
Well, you definitely do. Those things aren't related, so...
Yeah. Oh, that is a vibrating pain.
The best ideas come from solving common problems. My problem, like a lot of other men, I couldn't find a shirt that looked good untucked. So this became my passion, to design a shirt that captures the perfect balance between length and fit. Easy to say, not that easy to do. But with some innovative design changes, we did it. Our problem, my solution. Untuckit.com.
Here's your coffee.
Oh, best intern ever.
Oh, nice. You use Fiverr. Working on anything big? A marketing campaign? A product launch?
New towel design for the summer swag.
Are we sure we're making the best use of our talent?
Can I get some oat milk?
Sometimes great talent is right under your nose.
What's your name again?
I want to say Barbara.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. Innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions. Telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready? Explore teaching at teach.org.
All right, boys, who we betting on?
However you bet, whoever you are, the Sportsbook for every kind of player. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Is it possible to be more capable and more practical? Be able to perform here and here. Make a statement while barely making a sound. And command the road, as well as what lies ahead. How we get there matters. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Don't let a clogged gutter rain on your parade. Protect your home with LeafGuard, the only one-piece seamless gutter system guaranteed to never clog, no matter the weather. Never clean your gutters again with LeafGuard. LeafGuard's patented seamless design keeps leaves, pests, and sediment out while directing water away from your home, preventing wood rot and foundation decay, giving you peace of mind that your home and family are protected from water damage with the industry's premier maintenance-free gutter system. LeafGuard is the smartest solution in gutter protection, proudly protecting your home by getting it right the first time for a lifetime. From manufacturing to installation, LeafGuard handles the entire process from start to finish. Invest in your home with a company you can trust. Call 833-LeafGuard right now for a free estimate and save 20% plus $500 off your purchase and installation. LeafGuard, get it today, protected for life.
I was diagnosed at 65.
37. Earlier than most.
Every 9 minutes, someone is diagnosed with Parkinson's disease.
And every one of them can turn to the American Parkinson Disease Association. Visit apdaparkinson.org to learn more and show your support today.
Feel October in the air today.
These games mean something. You want to win the division.
But this is the battle of the American League East.
Hey, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to ENN.
Ray Rowe. On TV.
ENN tonight is brought to you by our friends at Security Dodge. Go see Michelle Scalisian.
Come get some.
Yeah.
I'd like to start off this big old ENN by saying good evening to my dear friend, Michael.
And
That's
this was
not
just an
a
arrangement.
marriage, it's an arrangement.
And Michael and Don.
I worked at a pharmacy for a long time, 1985 to 96.
Drug dealer.
I'd like to say good evening to Michael and Don.
Is it an apology-worthy thing? Because I'm thinking...
I thought so.
Good evening to myself and my agent Dipperstein. You're talking to Don and Michael and the entire tri-state.
Wow, I'm a big fan of the show. Big fan.
Hey, you never told us, Peter. What was that about?
Yeah.
What was the big offer?
I can't. I can't.
Was there a big offer?
I'd rather not get into specifics. It was about something we're working on. A little.
Was it worth?
I'll give you that. I'll give you something. It was not related to Ray Rowe.
Okay. Ooh. Well, you're more of a team.
You know what? Actually, how about that? I'll take it a step further. Get ready. It wasn't related to broadcasting.
Oh, a book.
Fine. Fine. I'm going to tell you. We're opening a CVS.
Is that right?
Yeah. Enough is enough. You guys want to start hearing some Yankee stuff, or do we want to start out with things that are a little bit weirder and offbeat today?
Go away, little boy.
All right, Don wants offbeat, so that's where we go. Guys, I don't know how this happened. We had Joe Buck on the show this week, and somehow he did not mention to us that he injured his lovely wife, Michelle Beisner Buck. That's right. They were playing golf. Adam Schefter broke the news that Mrs. Buck had to undergo surgery for a fractured ankle, courtesy of her husband, our friend Joe, accidentally driving a ball into it. Let's hear from Joe Buck.
The date, July 7. The location, Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. I was getting ready for the American Century Championship in Tahoe, and Michelle and I, with our kids taken care of, thought we'd go play a few holes and have some fun. And we got to 10, and I said, why don't I hit a couple of drives off 10, and then we'll go get something to eat. Well, 10 is a little left to right hole, and Michelle has been known to do headstands during the course of our courtship and marriage, and even prior to even Joey arriving on the scene. And so she did a headstand at the end of the tee box for good luck out into my left, and at the exact moment that I was teeing off, she decided with her feet in the air to do the splits, thereby dropping her right leg a little bit to the side, right in my line of fire, and I hit a golf ball, tailor-made with little designs on it, into the inside of her right ankle and shattered it.
Wow.
Boy.
Now, if you're watching this, aren't you saying to yourself, what kind of freak show is this?
Well, excuse me, that's a drop. And what do you mean?
That a man is going to tee off, and then there's a woman doing a headstand and a split near him. You'd be thinking, where am I? What's going on here?
By the way, it's a great point by you. What the hell is he even talking about?
See, but, I can understand it a little bit, not with Jody, but Callie is constantly doing that throughout the day. Every time you're near her, she's doing a handstand or a split. So there are people that do that.
Do I have to be the one to point out that there's a 40-year age difference? She's 11-year-old.
Yeah. So I'm not trying to be judgmental. I'm just asking the question. If you were like waiting to tee off and you saw that, you'd be like, what the heck is going on here?
No. By the way, I'm going to go a step further.
What kind of freak show is this?
I'm going to go a step further. That, by the way, going to have legs. I'll go a step further. If Michael was into golf, he's reporting it. If he sees behavior like that on the golf course, he's calling someone.
So if Jody and I are out
the
golfing
starter's getting the call.
and she's doing that, you think I'd report my wife?
No, but you would report.
No.
And if you didn't know Joe Buck and you saw that, I think you'd report it. And you know what? At certain country clubs, I'm sure that would happen. The majority of people would report it.
They would report it for a schlub. They're not going to report Joe Buck.
This would be a great curb, right, Peter? What if it was Larry waiting and sees
Larry would report it.
Oh, he'd be disgusted
Joe,
by it.
What's going on here?
Handstands? We're doing handstands?
Can you imagine how hard that ball hit the ankle, though? That she had to have surgery? And it ruined a nerve that's under the ankle, too, she said.
And by the way, Joe seemed to think it was all fun and games.
No, he didn't have the surgery.
Well, because the way he told the story, and it doesn't seem like she's denying it, it's kind of her fault.
Sounds like it. Michael,
because it's not just a handstand, it's the split.
By the way, it's getting weirder the more we talk about it.
What kind of freak show is this?
Next time we have Joe, we go, in depth on this.
Right.
Yeah, by the way, it sounds like, from the way that they play golf, they might be next on the Shannon Sharp accidental Instagram Live. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But you know what? You know what I would say if I threw on my Instagram and I turned that on and I saw Joe Buck and his wife doing that. Do you know what I would say, Michael?
Can I join?
No. Do you know what I would say? It is a drop. You know, Don?
God bless.
Good guess. No, that is a disgusting act.
Do you see what's in my hand here? Do you see this hog that's in my hand here, Michael?
No. Michael, should I hold on to this Isaiah Drake rookie card?
Isaiah Drake?
Guess not. What about Diego Benitez?
Nope.
All right. What about? No, this isn't a rookie. Who cares? So, how about a nice Dansby Swanson?
Oh yeah, that's not a rookie card though, right?
No, it's a random.
Is this a new pack, Peter, you're opening?
So someone gave me. By the way, that's how you know it's crap. Someone handed me these cards, so you know they're. But I did get this, and I haven't opened it yet. So at some point, I'm going to crack this open and ask you guys how I'm doing. I got a Topps Chrome 2024 box I haven't opened yet, which has 3 Chrome autographs per box. Michael, who would be, in your opinion, I know you're not a card guy, but just from a baseball standpoint, who would be the rookie card I'd be most excited to pull, you think?
Oh, boy.
And I know there are nerds out there slamming the radio because this is an obvious answer, I'm sure. But
Austin Wells might win Rookie of the Year.
Hey, now.
That's one that would be big, especially if you're a Yankee fan.
A Yankee boy, if you will. All right, I'll let you know what I find here when I crack this thing open. Speaking of the Yankees, Aaron Boone on the big win yesterday.
That was a really good one. Reagan's, again, was really tough on us. Huge swing by Juan there, a little rope-a-dope, got up off the mat and put one in the seats. Just a huge at-bat there. When Reagan's was kind of having his way with us a little bit, he was tough. You know, and just a lot of guys did a lot of really good things tonight in a game where we just, runs were hard to come by.
By the way, Anthony thinks there could be a Dominguez in here.
Oh, really? Well, there you go.
That would excite me. As for Jazz Chisholm Jr., let's hear from the man on his game winner.
Honestly, I was just looking for a pitch that I could get through a hole or hit to the outfield to score anybody on third base. And, I mean, at that time, I was willing to pass the baton. Like, if I didn't get a pitch to hit, I was willing to walk and pass it on to Stan, you know what I mean? Like, it's what he does. He's been doing it for the last 10 years. I mean, I don't know exactly how many years, but around 10 years. But, I mean, I was just trying to get us a win.
He's very likable.
I was going to say, I'm not going to name names, guys, because not the kind of guy I am. But some nozzles have been added to this team in the past. Not Jazz Chisholm. He's a lovely gentleman. You know what? So much so, he got a follow from me on Instagram.
No way.
Is that true?
Yeah.
How about Unk? Are you following Unk?
I don't think I follow Unk. Although now.
Yamamoto might be a guy you want.
Oh.
Imanaga.
All right, I'm opening the first pack right now. Let's see if anything sexy comes out of this. Whoa. First card. Rookie, Michael. Brian Wu.
Not bad.
Grant Hartwig. Horrible picture, by the way. Someone should talk to someone. I thought Tyler. What's Tyler's last name again?
Murray.
I thought the Tyler Murray picture was bad. This Grant Hartwig's not acceptable. Jose Furman.
Jose Furman? Wasn't he
it's Fermin.
Wasn't he the
Fermin,
officer
Fermin.
in the O.J. Simpson stuff?
It's Mark Furman. It's a Mark Furman rookie. Sorry, Jose Fermin.
Oh, Furman? What's wrong with you?
I mean, listen.
Who was the one that you had to correct them and you got mad? That drop, remember?
Boy,
there's
something that's hard for me to recollect every time I've
there's a lot of those. But every time we talked about Tyler, I was upset that we didn't hear who's Spud Murray, which we know upset him greatly.
Low becomes the first player to hit two opposite.
It's not low, it's low.
If that's not Michael in a nutshell.
That's one of the things you were talking about earlier that annoys you.
Michael, should I hold on to this Isaiah Drake rookie card?
Isaiah Drake.
Guess not. I got a Juan Soto.
That's good. A Yankee Juan Soto?
Yeah, that's not worth anything.
If it's numbered, it's good. If it's just a card, it's just a card.
Yeah, it's just a card. It's nothing.
I think you hold on to the Soto for dear life before Steve Cohen takes it.
I got a Vlad Jr. I paid good money for a Vlad Jr. rookie card a few years ago when I was very into this thing.
Yeah, Yankee fans are hoping that Juan Soto Yankee card isn't like the Reggie Jackson Oriole card.
Right. It's just that years later people go, what is this?
What?
When did that happen?
Well, that was the year he won the World Series with them, I'll say.
Or the Mike Piazza Florida Marlin card.
No, that's not what you want. Let's hear from Amani Toomer, who was on with DNR earlier. He did not love how Aaron Rodgers looked on Monday Night Football.
I was very concerned. I saw him scramble, and I saw him limping, and I'm like, oh, my God, this guy, it's dangerous for him to be out there. Like, that was my initial impressions. Of course, he played pretty well because I knew Aaron Rodgers coming off that long period not playing football. And, then he goes back to, all the time that he did not take snaps in the preseason. He looked like it was his first time out in a long time. I was very surprised on how bad Aaron Rodgers' mobility looked because that's a big part of his game.
I was listening to that live because I was out and about early today. That's a little much. I mean, he didn't exactly look like Lamar Jackson, but you don't make him out to be like he had a walker out there. He is 40.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I even asked a question of Dan Orlovsky, but I wasn't, like, overtly concerned. I mean, Amani made it sound like he was on his last leg.
Yeah, I thought that was a sort of a strange take. It's his first game in a long time. He's 40 years old, coming off an Achilles. I didn't think he looked terrible. Hey, how about this? Anthony, I just pulled a Garrett Cole relics card.
That's pretty cool.
Authentic game-used memorabilia. I can't tell. It looks like a piece of a
Numbered
jersey.
or no? Just the memorabilia?
Yeah, it's not numbered.
Is it a Pirate or a Yankee?
Yes, would love to see this card.
All right, I'll show this to Yes. It's like some piece of a jersey. This is what it looks like.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty neat.
God, the cards have come a long way, haven't they?
Oh, Don, this is common.
Oh, they're back.
Yes. Yeah, they're all the way back, and they do things way different. By the way, that'll do it for ENN, brought to you by our good friends, apparently at Topps Baseball Cards, but really at Security Dodge.
Wow, there it is. I've got breaking card news, and this is not a lie. Breaking card news.
Breaking card news.
Yeah, and I will tell you about it when we get back. Right here. But first, Don has to tell you about a betting app that he loves.
Want to stop hair loss in its tracks? Through Hims.com, you can explore a range of options that work best for you, so you can grow visibly thicker and fuller hair. Get back your robust head of hair in just 3 to 6 months with doctor-trusted ingredients like finasteride, minoxidil, and a blend of supplements that support healthy hair. 3 in 4 Hims customers say they wish they started using hair treatment earlier. Stop hair loss and regrow hair. Get started today at Hims.com.
Hi, Eric.
Hi, Mel. Is now good for a quick catch-up on your plan?
Yes, that was great.
Has anything changed since we last spoke?
You know what? Yes, I'm thinking more long-term.
Great. We'll make that change to your plan and adjust as needed.
This helps a lot.
Bye, Mel.
Bye.
Make sense of your money with Citizens.
When I was younger, I may have did some stupid things, even committed some crimes, even got shot, but I'm not a criminal.
I work for youth advocate programs, yeah. I was Tamani's advocate, helping him stay out of jail, stay in the neighborhood, and get a job.
As a little kid, I experienced trauma and I acted out. Made some mistakes, but I'm not a mistake.
No, she's a good student and a great kid. As Jalen's YAP advocate, I'm always here for her.
Lots of times I'm told what I can't do. What's impossible for people like me is enough to make you lose hope, but I am not hopeless.
No way. We're working together to help Gavin see his talents and his future.
YAP is a community-based alternative to youth incarceration, congregate placement, and neighborhood violence. After completing our program, 86% of participants were living in their communities, arrest-free.
And now, I'm a YAP advocate, helping kids like me find a better way.
Youth advocate programs. Others talk social change. We make it happen.
At Domino's, we know some companies are guilty of shrinkflation. They're giving you less for the same price. So we're taking our biggest deal and we're making it even bigger. We call it moreflation. For a limited time, when you mix and match any 2 or more medium 2-topping pizzas for $6.99 each online, we'll upgrade 1 medium pizza to a large for free.
You sure about that?
Yup.
You sure about that?
Positive. Get moreflation, not shrinkflation, only at Domino's. Thanks. Wait. We're giving you more.
You found an amazing bargain with this place. If you don't take it, I will.
The listing mentioned ocean views?
Yes, it's ocean view adjacent. See that place? If you look through it, you'll see a gorgeous ocean view.
If it's important, it's not worth compromising, which is why with Farmers, you don't have to compromise quality to get great savings on your insurance.
Oh, look, a seagull.
That's a pigeon. Seagull adjacent.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Is it possible to be more capable and more practical? Be able to perform here and here. Make a statement while barely making a sound. And command the road, as well as what lies ahead. How we get there matters. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stings that just will never come out. Every now and then I rinse it out.
Downy Rinse and Refresh is formulated to remove odor better than detergent alone, with no rewashing.
One wash, it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh fights odor in just one wash, guaranteed.
Chris Sheeran back here for the Michael K. Show. A come-from-behind extra innings playoff atmosphere type win is brought to you by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees. The Bombers' offense had been sputtering for 14-plus straight innings against Kansas City, and then looked like it took a hit here further when Juan Soto fouled the ball off of his foot and dropped to the ground in pain. He shook it off for a couple of minutes, stayed in the game, and on the second pitch he saw after that, absolutely destroyed Cole Reagan's hanging curve into the seats and right to put the Yankees up 2-1. His 39th homer and 99th and 100th RBI of the season. The Royals tied it and sent it to extras. They took a lead, and the Yankees tied it once again. Then they would win it here in the 11th. Jazz Chisholm Jr. takes one the other way, chases home John Birdie with the winning run. Yankees win a big one, 4-3 in 11. The bullpen was key in locking it down, and Luis Gil took a bit to fall into a rhythm, but battled through 5 innings, allowing only 1 run on a fastball that just missed its intended location. He gave up a home run. Over his last 9 starts now, he's pitching to a .274 ERA, and opponents are hitting just over the Mendoza line. Tonight, the Yankees and Red Sox start a 4-game set in the Boogie Down. The game is over on Fox, but you can catch full post-game coverage back here on Yes and streaming, of course, on the Yes app after the final out.
Well, for the 2024-25 Knicks and Rangers seasons, MSG Sports has reintroduced their Fan First program, which puts their fans first and ticket brokers last. This initiative aims to get tickets in the hands of Knicks and Rangers fans at face value. Now, for FanFest registrants, individual game tickets for the upcoming Rangers and Knicks seasons are on sale now. Sign up ahead of the upcoming season for ticket access. So I promised you some card news, and a couple of people, Peter, on Twitter said, Peter, that little silver sticker that you have on the Cole card has a number where you can enter it at MLB.com and see the game he wore the jersey in.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Michael, I have a card question for you.
Okay.
How's Gray Kessinger?
Gray Kessinger is Don Kessinger's grandson, I believe.
Isn't he good? He's on the Astros.
He's okay.
All right, nothing special.
No.
Got myself a Jack Leiter rookie, though.
Now, that could be big. You know, his dad's rookie card had another person on it. That's what makes it valuable.
That,
yeah. It was another Yankee rookie, and they put him on instead of Al.
That had to be frustrating in the moment.
Well, you would think, and now it's worth a lot of money.
But you dream of getting your first baseball card.
Right, and it's got some other person.
And it's got Jabroni Pumpleduck on it.
All right, so I signed a deal a while ago to sign a number of cards for Fanatics, for Topps.
I remember.
So, you know, they sent me, you know, one card with, you know, it's kind of like it's not really a picture, almost like an illustration. So I think there were like 500 of them, 700, and I signed them, sent them in. But they will send different cards. So they just sent me another 800. And this one's a better picture. But the last one that they're going to do, like 3 installations, I couldn't believe that he agreed to do it. It is a picture of me, and it's my call on Derek Jeter's last hit. And Derek Jeter's going to sign the card.
Ah. Wow, that's pretty cool.
Now, here's the weird part, though. So in negotiating the deal, I did it myself. I said, you know,
you always do.
I'd like to have some of these cards. No, can't have any. They will not give you any. They want them to be that rare. I cannot get one of myself.
Wait, how? Because these are meant to be that rare?
Yeah.
Wow. Because when you did the Allen and Ginter one,
right?
Like I have a whole box of my Allen and Ginter cards.
And I did Topps a long time ago, before it was owned by Fanatics, and they gave me like 300 of them, which I still have. But this one, it's like, it's numbered. there's this many. They go into certain packs, and you can't have any.
And that's it.
I couldn't even send pictures of like when I was signing them. They said, no. We don't want it out. We want people to see it for the first time in the box. They know what they're doing.
What they're doing.
Yeah, they do, but still, you can't have one.
They don't want me to have one.
Not
one
if they're numbered,
one. One seems unfair. Now you get it on eBay though, Michael.
I'm going to pay for my own autograph.
How much is it going for?
I don't know.
It's not out yet, Mike. Don.
Well, the first one is that one. The one that's shown on Yes is.
But the new ones that you just signed.
Well, I'm going to sign them tonight during the Yankee game.
Oh, this is a shame. I just got a Masataka Yoshida card, and he's wearing the repugnant yellow Red Sox jersey. I mean, you can't. Who wants to have a card wearing that thing?
No, people in Boston love that jersey.
Well, people in Boston have a lot of bad taste. Let's be honest.
Oh my goodness, you're really making a lot of friends today.
Well, I'm just calling it like I see it. If you like that jersey, you have bad taste. Period.
Well, it is an homage to the Boston Marathon.
You know what? It could be an homage to my mother and say Mindy on the back, but if the front looks that repulsive, it is what it is.
I love how, because like we get this with the Giants, although they're honoring the history of the Giants, but if it's ugly, then find some other way to honor it. Like, well, because it's a genuine cause or whatever, that excuses ugly?
I guess not in your world.
There's got to be some other way to do it.
I don't like them either, but I don't think I throw the word repug around like Peter does.
Why not?
Because I don't feel mean-spirited.
Well, don't be
mean to clothing.
Yeah, the clothing got to be offended.
You didn't mind being mean to Don.
I wasn't mean to Don. I didn't think I was.
Yeah, he respects clothing more than he respects me.
Go away, little boy.
And it's like little things, like, so make sure it doesn't end up on a baseball card. Come on, man. What we've done to uniforms is really disgusting, honestly.
Oh, Cody Senga, Future Stars.
There you go.
It's Kodai.
Right. What'd I say?
Cody. You turned him into
Kodai.
Like Cody Bellinger.
And I feel, yeah, I mean, it says Kodai right there. It's Kodai. It's no reason to say Cody. But.
When we come back, you know what we're going to do? We're going to talk to John Smoltz about tonight's Yankee-Red Sox game and also about the Mets and Lindor possibly winning the MVP. It's all coming up right here on Yes and 880 ESPN.
Want to stop hair loss in its tracks? Through Hims.com, you can explore a range of options that work best for you, so you can grow visibly thicker and fuller hair. Get back your robust head of hair in just 3 to 6 months with doctor-trusted ingredients like finasteride, minoxidil, and a blend of supplements that support healthy hair. 3 in 4 Hims customers say they wish they started using hair treatment earlier. Stop hair loss and regrow hair. Get started today at Hims.com.
Switch to Square and join over 4 million businesses worldwide. Switch to fast setup and even faster checkouts. Switch to making every sale the way you want and the way they want, too. Switch to one system connecting every tool to every task, even as your business grows. Gain time and peace of mind with tools that bring everything together. Switch to Square today. Visit square.com to get started.
With ButcherBox, you never have to worry about what's for dinner. We deliver grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Get high-quality meat sourced from trusted partners with free shipping always, so you can always be prepared and enjoy the important things. Sign up for ButcherBox today.
If we weren't proud of the craftsmanship and level of detail that go into every pair of Warby Parker glasses, well, we probably wouldn't show you how they're made, including this part, which is our favorite. Wow. And this is also great. Each pair comes standard with lenses that are scratch-resistant, anti-reflective, and UV protective. Try 5 pairs for free at warbyparker.com.
Let's explore your future with Udemy. You can learn how to program and build websites, study design and create logos, Improve your presentation skills and sell your ideas. With Udemy, you can learn practical skills from thousands of online courses taught by real-world experts. Explore your future. Udemy.
Slow and steady wins the race. You hear it so often you forget just how amazing slow can be. At Acorns, we help your money harness the power of slow. Invest what you can. Give it a chance to grow with time. We believe that slower is better for your money and other stuff too. Barbecue, instant replay, slow dancing. Oh, so slow. Acorns, grow your oak.
Want to get juicy? Sip on this super fresh and tasty blend of ripe strawberry and crisp lemon that's so bold. It just asks for your number. That's right. It's time to love soda again.
Dear doctor, ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
Honey, do you want me to schedule Calvin's COVID-19 and flu shots?
Way ahead of you.
It's impossible.
It's magic.
Schedule free flu and COVID-19 vaccines for the whole family online today. Walgreens.
The new Dunkin' Latte is perfect.
Made with coffee milk, which is hard to explain. I'll say.
Is that Kristen Wiig?
All we need now is a famous person to say how rich and creamy it is. And delicious. And explain it.
The Dunkin' way to latte.
Man, these seats.
Right?
I wonder how the other guys are doing.
We spent hours finding a deal on these.
Trash. They should have used Game Time.
The easiest way to find only the best deals for the best seats with their Game Time picks.
What time is it?
Game Time.
So we have the Yankees and the Red Sox tonight, and it is on Fox. It is a nationally televised broadcast, a special Thursday edition, and Joe Davis and John Smoltz will call all the action on Fox. And John is nice enough to join us now as he preps for the game. John, it's Michael, Don, and Peter. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on.
Now, I left you, some candy and stuff in the booth. I don't know if somebody took it, but it was all there for you.
I'm checking right now, and it's gone.
Somebody stole it. Oh,
oh, man.
It's not right. I want to be a good host.
Not right.
Not right. You look at this Yankee team, John, and they almost seem, I know they have the best record in the American League, but they almost seem like they should be better. Is that the way you look at them, too?
Well, I think when you think about the totality of the season, you would get and fall in love at times with this team, and then you would see what every team deals with and struggles with, and that's injuries. And now that they're getting healed up, now if you ask the general national, experts, who do you like moving forward, they're in the conversation again because they're healthy in their rotation. They have a little hiccup in their bullpen a little bit, but they can manage that. Their offense is their offense. I think this time of year always breeds who's healthy enough, starts changing the conversation of who you fear the most. And I would say in the American League, they're in that discussion. You know who else is in that discussion that I never thought we would be talking about is the Cleveland Guardians. Mm-hmm. They have a strength to their ball club that forces you to play a 6-inning game. That's what their strength is. Their bullpen's that good. So I just like what the Yankees are doing and the fact that they're in position to get one of the two best records. They've got 5 or 6 starters now. We could not think that would be a possibility based on the way the trends of starting pitching have gone. So you got to like their health and the timing of their health at this time of the year.
Well, the one thing they don't have, John, is a closer, and they're doing it by committee, and it seems to be working. But would you like to get someone in that role for the playoffs, or can bullpen by committee work in the postseason?
It can work, but in a preferred way, it needs to be somebody you can count on. It works better that way. In one individual year, one postseason, you can get away with it maybe, but it sure works better when they know this guy's coming in. And I think the next 17 to 18 games could tell the tale of what that looks like come postseason. And I think there's an overemphasis sometimes on lasting impression, and it can be an overreach when somebody has a couple bad outings at the wrong time at the end of the year, and then you start worrying about them in the postseason, and vice versa. You get a couple hot starts and hot performances, and it might be not exactly true in the postseason. New York is New York, and there's an overkill of reaction that exists here, unlike any other place. So I think what Aaron Boone is going to have to do is complete the matchups and stay with some hot guys and hope that that is the recipe for success all the way to the World Series.
Obviously, you are a great starter and a great reliever for the Braves. And I talk about this all the time, but I certainly don't have the background like you. Is there a difference? Is there a different stomach that you have to pitch the ninth inning? Because there are certain guys that could pitch great in the seventh because there's a safety net. There's no safety net in the ninth. Do you have to be wired different to close?
Absolutely. You really do. There's certain attributes that we don't quantify through analytics that everybody assumes everybody has. And the way that I best explain it to people who have maybe never played the game but understand the information should translate from the seventh to the ninth is like this. Let's just say in your analytical department you have a computer that you get all your information and you work well with it. And I say, for the sake of the team, I need you to transition from your computer to your phone. Could you get that information? And they would say, yeah, but I might be a little uncomfortable because I can't get it as fast. It's not as big. And I said, that's the difference between taking a seventh inning guy and just thinking he could be a ninth inning. He might be able to do it, but he might also be uncomfortable. Getting the last 3 outs of a baseball game is single-handedly the hardest thing to do in a year, because I'll just be honest, I had 3 pretty decent years where I blew 8 saves total in 3 years. And you know how many times I got interviewed? 8 times. And that's what happens with this role. You don't get credit, you just get a lot of blame. So you have to be thick-skinned, a little bit of amnesia, and you have to know that whatever happened the night before is a fluke. And I had a simple rule of learning. I was nowhere near Mariano Rivera in his career, but my simple rule was just don't blow 2 in a row. If you don't blow 2 in a row, you don't even think about a slump. And you know, luckily, I don't know if it happened or not, but it didn't feel like it did. And I think that's the danger in thinking guys can switch innings so easily and make the transition smooth. It doesn't always work that way.
John, you were an advocate back in the day of at least making the wild card a series. It's now a best of 3. So when you look at that and you look at the recent history of wild card teams making runs, would you rather be the hot team and get in as a wild card rather than maybe kind of limping in as a division winner?
I still maintain, and I know it hasn't looked that way so far, and it's early in the process. I think it's going to flip. If you get the best 2 records, you should have a distinct advantage over the team coming in. Now, what I didn't anticipate was the days off and the ability for that game 1 starter in the wild card, series to be effective in the next series. I really thought, especially if you burn 3 starters, if that team goes to beat you in the next series, then you know what, tip your hat. But I still want to be one of the 2 best records to set up my team, to rest my guys. But it just so works that the rest have been too long for some of these teams to navigate. I personally wish, and I know why it's kind of not done, we play a 162-game season in, let's say, 180 or 182 days. There's about almost the same off days in a postseason run than there is in the season. I would rather not see so many off days. And then you're truly going to reward the best teams, because then more resources are not readily available. And the next step that may have to do is if this trend keeps continuing, maybe there's not as much of an off day allowance, or the best record gets to get all 5 home games, in their park. And then I would say, if a team comes in and wins 3 out of 5 in your ballpark, then you have nothing to complain. You just got to tip your hat and they move on.
Talking to the Hall of Famer John Smoltz. So the Yankees are playing the Red Sox, and John, I've seen the Red Sox 9 times now. So these are the last 4 games that they'll play. And I'm amazed at what Cora has done. They're still in it. After losing 2 out of 3 of the White Sox, they're still in it. How are they in it? How are they doing this?
It really is an incredible job. I don't know how many votes he'll get for Manager of the Year, because other teams are having successful and surprising scenarios. When this team left spring training, I don't think there was one expert thought that this part of the season it would be relevant. They've done an unbelievable job with their young players, mixing and matching. And I'll tell you what they've done, and I'll tell you where the reward system is going to come someday in baseball, I hope. They don't have necessarily 98, 99 coming out of the rotation, but they've been relatively healthy, and that helps. Health has to start being a priority in pitching again. And teams that are able to get to the end of the season with healthy starters, I think that's going to be a tremendous success. And moving forward, this will bode well for Boston in the future. But I'm with you. I think it's been an incredible job that they have done to get this team in position to still fight and make next weekend relevant against the Minnesota Twins would be a real successful year for the Boston Red Sox.
Mets not hitting, but they're finding ways to win. Is that a thing for a player that even though you may have flaws, when you start to see when you win games on wild pitches, getting no hit and then scoring 6 in the 9th inning to win, does that build your confidence in maybe mask some of the holes that you have?
Yeah, you start building the feeling that this is our year and we can find anyway. It reminded me in '91 of our team and our run. We won games. There's no way we should have won. And you start building on that. You start having confidence. It's not a recipe you want to live by, but it's a certainly good feeling to know, hey, we just scored 2 with 2 outs and nobody on in the 9th, or we scored 6, like we said. And I think the Mets, after their horrible start and everything they've been through transitionally with managers and organizationally, I think they have the confidence of any team in baseball right now in the National League. I would bet they feel like they're as good as anybody. And that's a good feeling to have versus what you did early in the year when everybody was going, this is going to be a train wreck. So they have an interesting schedule in the next 2 weeks to decide this fate, but they're a dangerous team right now. And that's when you think around the league, your teams you're trying to avoid, you don't want to play in a best of 5. And there's a couple that stand out. Now, the Atlanta Braves are struggling big time, but their starting pitching scares people. But with the Mets now, it's that collective effort of everything they put together that you just mentioned. They have found ways to win games that kind of scares the team. So it's going to be a fun 18 days to watch this kind of shifting of who makes it. And then there's going to be some teams that are going to be going, I don't want to play the Guardians, or I don't want to play the Brewers, or I don't want to play the team that could cause havoc. And I think that's what makes the playoffs so unique.
All right, let's talk MVP, because this is gaining some traction now. I mean, if you asked me a couple of weeks ago, well, there's no way that Ohtani's not going to win it. He's going to be 50-50. It's never been done. But Lindor's been so extraordinarily great and has been so valuable to the Mets. Is there any way, John, that Lindor could beat out Ohtani?
There is. And it's unfair both ways for Ohtani. And what I mean by that is because the Ohtani effect is going to hurt him at times on this award, because they just expect greatness, and he hasn't pitched this year. So it's made it super unique. We're never going to see him steal these kind of bases again unless he doesn't pitch in certain particular years. So it certainly could be an outlier, because there's no way you can tell me he's going to pitch next year and have this performance and use his legs to this degree. Then I just say, my hands are up in the air. He's the greatest player I've ever seen. But what Lindor has done for the New York Mets, and everybody knows the New York Mets were not predicted to do what the Los Angeles Dodgers have. And so what I'm saying is unfair is you take Ohtani off the Dodgers and they're still pretty good. You can make that argument for and against somebody, but I think it's going to be closer than people anticipate. And Ozuna has slowed down a little bit with the Braves because he single-handedly has kept the team in the race. But I'm a big believer on a tiebreaker being, if that team wasn't expected to be or do what they're doing without that player, I think that player should gain the advantage. And that's just my opinion. I know the MVP has 5 different definitions. It's supposed to go to the best player in the league, regardless of what team he plays on. But you know that those factors have to come in if they can single-handedly bring a team into the playoffs where you know they wouldn't have been had it not been for his performance.
John, do you believe the fact that he will not play one inning at a position all year is going to be a strike against Ohtani?
I think it will. And again, not his fault, but that's the position they're putting him at, and for obvious reasons because of his injury. So I think that has to have a little bit of a ding factor. This is what I've said about any outlier situation. Let's just say a closer's in the MVP award, like the Class A with the Guardians. Mm-hmm. You have to do something so extra special, and then the rest of the league has to be kind of normal. So I always felt that Ohtani as a DH would have to do something so extra special to put himself in a position against a position player who plays every day and plays two ways. I think you have to look at it that way because it's a game that we have this one position for, but they're not playing defense. So the impact they have to their organization, for some of the same reasons, I think Judge has got this pretty wrapped up. But let's just say Kansas City goes on this incredible run and wins the division out of nowhere, and it's primarily because of the back of Witt. Then I think that pole vaults him into a closer race. He's having a historic shortstop season on a team, again, that many people thought, it's a nice story. They're on their way up, but they're in the playoffs, and they're one of those scary teams. So he's going to get a lot of votes. But what Aaron Judge is doing is so spectacular because, let's face it, a guy this size, that big, is closed so many doors for pitchers to get him out. It's why his average is where it's at, the power, of course, and then he plays defense at an elite level that I don't think he gets enough respect for because everyone focuses on his offense.
Is there how much pressure? I mean, I know here in New York, obviously, John, it's a ton of pressure because we know what Yankee fans are like. But more nationally, in terms of Major League Baseball, how much pressure do you think there is on Judge to really perform in the playoffs? Because we're still sort of looking for that real playoff performance from Judge that he hasn't had yet.
Well, here's the problem. There's tons of pressure. And I think if you're a player, you want that pressure. And you want to be able to deliver and keep a year going. But you're going to be treated so differently in the postseason. I know it sounds crazy, but in the regular season, teams don't approach you the same way they're going to in the postseason. If I was pitching against the New York Yankees, I'm 100% circling Judge 50 times in the lineup card. And I don't care under any circumstances, shorter of the bases loaded, he's going to beat me. And so that's the unfair part about a great player having a great year. And now, unless his lineup, in this case the Yankees, creates opportunities that allow him to shine, and they have to pitch to him, then if he goes 0 for 18, or then if he has that struggle, maybe he's pressing a little too much. But it's a little bit unfair to expect that his season will look like his postseason. The reason guys have had extraordinary postseason, let's just say Altuve, Alvarez, when you look at some of the individual greatness, Big Papi, they have a pretty good lineup. And that lineup allows them to become the player they always have been. And so the same is going to be said about the New York Yankees when they get in the postseason. How will he be pitched? Will he be pitched? And then all eyes will be on, of course, everybody wanting him to deliver like he did during the regular season. But the two are not the same.
The great John Smoltz, Hall of Famer. He's on Fox tonight with Joe Davis. They have the Yankees and the Red Sox. Starts at 7 o'clock here in New York on Channel 5. John, we always appreciate you coming on. You're great. Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, man.
So he thinks that Lindor has a shot. I don't know if you're feeling the same way, Don. I think it's starting to gain a little more traction than it did 2 weeks ago.
I really think that there's a chance. Now, Vegas still has Ohtani at minus 1,100, so that's pretty significant. But there seems to be some traction here. Some doors are going to open. And in these final 16, if, let's say, Ohtani doesn't get to 50 and 50, and he's kind of pedestrian down the stretch, and Lindor continues to do what he's doing, and the Mets make the playoffs, it could get a lot closer. Right now, I'd say Ohtani's going to win it, but I'm going to reserve judgment and see what these final 16 games bring, because it seems like every day it gains a little bit more traction. There's some significant people out there that said they would vote for him. You know he's going to get votes because there are stubborn writers that will not vote for DH. And I thought he said something very interesting, too. How impressive is Ohtani anymore? I mean, we expect this kind of greatness that maybe there isn't the shock and awe of it because he's been such a unicorn. It's starting to become a thing, Michael, and I think there's every day the chance seems to get better and better.
You know, it's funny. I was thinking, what happens if Ohtani finishes with 49 home runs and 53 stolen bases? Does that make a difference? And if that made a difference, how ridiculous would that be?
Well, it's as ridiculous as why a cycle gets more love than a guy that hits 3 home runs in a single. Yeah, it's just there's a certain symmetry to things that seem to resonate with people more.
It's funny because I was talking to Boog Shambi, And he said, when you do the 50-50 stuff and the 40-70, he said, all you're doing is you are actually playing the rounding up numbers game. He said that's all it is. What number's important to me? That's what it means.
And also, again, I don't sit there and watch the Dodgers every night. How much do those look like more compiling than actually helping your team win? Like, does every stolen base come in a big moment to get a runner in scoring position to win a game? Or how much of it is he stealing bases to just get 50? Now, a home run's a home run. We know what that is, but not every stolen base helps you win. So I'd have to go in. I guess that's where the WAR comes in. But, you'd have to see, is this just compiling a bunch of sexy numbers? Or are these stolen bases really helping the Dodgers finish in first place? I don't know the answer to it.
Let's go to Richard in Manhattan. He's got something to say about this.
Yeah, before I get to it, Michael, I've been telling you guys for a couple of years, 5-game series, all 5 games, home games for the better team's record, 7-game, 1 for the worst team, 6 for the better team's record. I've been saying, John Smoltz said the same thing I said. You have to reward regular season excellence. Okay, fellas, if Aaron Judge got hurt the day before the All-Star game, could not finish out the season, would any of you 3 guys vote for Aaron Judge MVP?
No.
No.
Because why? Can I interject?
Well, because you're going to say half the season, right?
Half the season,
now,
half
what's
a play.
the difference between playing, honestly, what is the difference, and I'm not being a schmuck, what is the difference between...
Thank you.
What's the difference between playing half the season or playing half the game, as Ohtani is as a
But,
DH?
Ohtani is playing a legitimate, accredited position in Major League Baseball.
Michael, the MVP is most valuable.
Oh, he's pretty valuable.
How do you have value? He's the greatest player, a most amazing feats that can't be duplicated, but he doesn't have any value defensively. If you've got zero defensive value, how can you be the most valuable player?
But Richard, wait a minute. You can't compare it to not physically playing at all for half a season. I mean, Ohtani can still affect the Dodgers in a positive way with his bat. So I understand he's only playing half the game, but it's a significant half the game as opposed to a guy that didn't play at all an entire second half of the season.
Let me ask you this, Richard. What if somebody has great numbers, and this is not the case with Lindor, and they're a terrible fielder?
Yeah, he has to get into the play.
My question is, what if somebody has great offensive numbers and plays the field, and they happen to be a hack in the field, and then Ohtani just hits, and he doesn't play the field? This guy who plays the field terribly?
That would be a consideration. Oh, if he was like a Reggie Jackson?
Well, I wouldn't say Reggie was a hack, but he wasn't great.
Okay.
No,
all right, Kyle Schwarber, somebody like that?
Yeah, Kyle Schwarber is a good example.
Okay, yeah. Well, that would be a consideration. But obviously Lindor is not a hack. But now, I will say this, Michael. If Ohtani wins it, I think it'll be more because there's no other viable candidate except Lindor. And more than the reason that Ohtani will do 50-50. If you had a judge in the National League now, there's no way Ohtani would be considered, or anyone, even Juan Soto, we beat out Ohtani. No question about it. If Soto was in the National League, he'd beat out Ohtani. One more point, fellas. Bobby Witt Jr. leads the league in doubles, triples, hits, batting average, runs, has 28 stolen bases. His team is battling, and he plays shortstop, defensively great. He's got more than a half good 50-50 chance of beating out Judge. Fellas, I mean, that's just a
I don't agree. I mean, he's great. He's great. I think he's got a shot. Especially if Judge finishes really slowly and Bobby Witt Jr. does get the Royals into the playoffs, which I think he will. But you look at Judge's offensive season, he's first in every important category except for batting average.
Hey, but they look at WAR, Michael, right? That's a major stat. Judge's WAR is 9.5, Bobby Witt Jr.'s 9. So if Judge were to go south here the rest of the season, you can make up that half. If he ends up with a better WAR, Michael, that will get serious consideration.
It might. But again, if Judge finishes with 57 home runs, again, those numbers they're not done that often. Bobby Witt Jr. is great. I mean, the play at the end of the game yesterday was almost one of the most magnificent plays you'll ever see. But yeah, he's a special player. But I'm not. I think Judge is the MVP. Now, Anthony Greek gives me these numbers. Ohtani in late and close situations. That's a stat. 322 batting average. Lindor in late and close situations, 216. And I know that, I mean, why are you picking out that stat? Because I think it's going to be close, and the voters will parse it to that extent where they'll pick out stats like that to try to differentiate and try not to vote for Lindor, because I think all eyes will be on Ohtani because of 50-50, which has never been done.
Now, listen, I don't have numbers to back up anything other than seeing Lindor play. That would be lazy to me to throw that stat out if you've watched him every day. And that's obviously factoring in the slow start. But, all right, maybe it doesn't come through in every big situation, but he's come through in so many here as of late. So many big plays, so many big hits that
it's interesting. On paper,
it almost
though,
feels lazy, Peter, doesn't it? Just throw out the batting average. Like, come on, if you watched him, you know how big and clutch he's been.
No, it's interesting because if you've been close to it, it makes sense. If you were to go into the future, though, assuming the Mets don't do anything special this year, maybe they don't even make the playoffs, maybe they lose in the first round, whatever it is, and in the future you were to look back at this season, the 50-50 of Shohei would supersede on paper anything that you see Lindor did. You know what I'm saying, Michael?
Yeah.
Except for the fact that he's a DH. On paper, you'd go, wow, what a season. The Lindor season, without knowing the clutch things he's done, on paper, it's a nice season. It doesn't. Your head doesn't explode.
And also, listen, we can't go back early in the season. The Dodgers, they have a 5-game lead on the Diamondbacks, but for most of the year, they've been significantly ahead of everybody in first place. So those close situations, their games right now are not nearly as big as the Mets. So maybe Ohtani comes up with a big hit that helps the Dodgers win on a night where they might have won anyway, and there's no desperation because they know they're comfortably in first place and they know they're making the playoffs. Mets don't know that. I mean, if Ohtani hit that same home run yesterday that Lindor hit, does it resonate as much as Lindor's? The Mets need every game. So those... listen, that's a pretty low batting average. I get it, and significantly lower than Ohtani's. But, God, you watch him and you see how clutch he's been. That number is very surprising.
One thing that Lindor could have going for him, some people have fatigue with the same person. I mean, Ohtani could be the MVP every year. And then I think we've seen that with LeBron. I think we saw that with Jordan. You get fatigue. Hey, not sleeping? Well, it could be your mattress. Hey, it's Michael.
Want to stop hair loss in its tracks? Through Hims.com, you can explore a range of options that work best for you, so you can grow visibly thicker and fuller hair. Get back your robust head of hair in just 3 to 6 months with doctor-trusted ingredients like finasteride, minoxidil, and a blend of supplements that support healthy hair. 3 in 4 Hims customers say they wish they started using hair treatment earlier. Stop hair loss and regrow hair. Get started today at Hims.com.
With ButcherBox, you never have to worry about what's for dinner. We deliver grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Get high-quality meat sourced from trusted partners with free shipping always, so you can always be prepared and enjoy the important things. Sign up for ButcherBox today.
Switch to Square and join over 4 million businesses worldwide. Turn tables fast with Square Register at the counter or Square Terminal in your hand. Get a POS that connects to a KDS to handle orders ASAP. Easily take orders in person or online. And with Square Banking, get a loan quickly for everything from small repairs to the biggest dreams. Gain time and peace of mind with restaurant tools that bring everything together. Switch to Square today. Visit square.com to get started.
How easy is it to play the lottery with Jackpocket? Step 1, grab your phone. Step 2, download Jackpocket and start ordering tickets for your favorite state lottery games. Step 3, let the good times roll. Jackpocket is so easy to use from home or on the go. And there have been over $500 million in total prizes won. So now, the easiest way to enjoy the lottery is right in your pocket. Jackpocket. Download America's #1 lottery app today.
Hey everyone, I am Tegan of Half Baked Harvest, and I am back on the Home Chef menu. Home Chef makes cooking Half Baked Harvest meals easier than ever. You don't have to measure anything. It's all fresh. It's all perky and pretty when you open up the box. We are bringing back some of my favorite recipes from last year, and then we're bringing in some new ones. We have seafood, we have beef, we have chicken, we have a vegetarian. They're delicious, super flavorful recipes that I know you're gonna really love. Don't miss out on half-baked harvest recipes on the Home Chef menu.
Hey, I'm Ray's procrastination. You know, he'd want to take care of stuff, especially around the house. And I'm like, nice try, man. But then he started using Thumbtack. And now he's got planning tools to make it easy to get projects done. Even easier than not doing anything at all. Totally harsh, man.
Procrastination doesn't live here. You do. Take care of your home with Thumbtack. Download the app today.
Forward Sportage, the available all-wheel drive Seltos, or the IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus Telluride, each one recommended by Consumer Reports. This summer, visit your local Kia dealer. Get 0.9% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of select new 2024 Sportage and 2024 Sorrento models.
After careful review of medical guidance and research on pain relief, my recommendation is simple. Every home should have Salonpas. Powerful, yet non-addictive. Targeted and long-lasting. I recommend Salonpas. It's good medicine.
With the Freestyle Libre 3 system, know your glucose levels. No finger sticks needed. All with the world's smallest and thinnest sensor. Manage your diabetes with more confidence and lower your A1C. Try it for free at freestylelibre.us.
We can just have someone on Fiverr do it. It's no big deal.
Hiring freelancers just for small tasks is like hiring Martha Stewart as an...
Here's your coffee.
Oh, best intern ever.
Sometimes great talent is right under your nose.
What's your name again?
It won't be hard to find someone to fix this. But before I started Angie's List, different story. A lot has changed for us at Angie since then, but the issues facing homeowners are the same. And the solution, too. Skilled local pros. Get started at Angie.com.
The Michael Kay Show on Yes is presented by Untuck It. Shirts designed to be worn untucked. Shop now at untuckit.com.
The best ideas come from solving common problems. My problem, like a lot of other men, I couldn't find a shirt that looked good untucked. So this became my passion, to design a shirt that captures the perfect balance between length and fit. Easy to say, not that easy to do. But with some innovative design changes, we did it. Our problem, my solution. Untuckit.com.
Yes, everybody, welcome. This is the show. This is the one you should be listening to every day from 3 to 6:30. Kayla Greco-Rosenberg. That's all you need to know. 3 names, 3.5 hours. 3 names, 3.5 hours. Doesn't get any better. Following us tonight on 880 ESPN, Ty Butler. Don loves Ty Butler. I'm very fond of him, but Don loves him.
He's very, very opinionated, which is something you need as a talk show host. I don't agree with a lot of the things he says, but that makes for good talk.
So you argue with him when you see him?
No. We might argue if we ever did a show together, but I don't do shows off the air.
Oh, now that's an untruth. Peter.
Yeah?
Does Don do shows off the air?
Don does some shows off the air.
The Don Show?
Yeah, but the Don Show's been replaced.
How?
This season. It's been replaced by another classic, the Anthony and John Winthrop Show.
Oh, that never ends.
That you got Don, listen, you had a great run on top of the ratings with the Don Show. We all know, some of the people's favorite episodes, like counting down the greatest movies of all time, things of that nature, but you have been replaced.
But I will admit that I'm a little chatty. But I don't argue with you. Peter, we spent a lot of time together with Michael at the ballpark and all that. Do we sit there and continue our debates during the commercial break, or do we actually sit down like gentlemen and have conversations about life and politics and sports? But I'm not continuing disagreeing with you and arguing with you. I don't do that.
No.
Do I?
No, you do not.
Connor McGovern, by the way, just signed with the Jets.
Oh, that's a blast from the past.
Yes, it is. They tried him out, and he was added to the practice squad, providing interior line depth.
Michael, when are we doing a show together in person again?
Well, I'm on the West Coast next week.
Oh, come on, pull it together.
Which, that's MLB not doing New York any favors here.
That's what?
Mets had 2 West Coast trips in August. Yankees have a mid-September West Coast swing. What's baseball doing here with this New York bias?
Wow, look at you. Why do you ask, Peter?
Because I have these wonderful sneakers.
I'll drive to your house tonight.
Oh,
I need new sneakers for the West Coast. I don't do the West Coast all that often.
I got to tell you, this is a very West Coast hip look for you.
Really? Really?
You kidding me?
Well, he's not going to L.A. He's going to be in Oakland and Seattle.
Seattle's very hip.
So is Oakland. It's not hip.
Well,
I'm just saying that, it's going to hit a little different than going to L.A. Live.
L.A. Live.
Not hip.
He'd be around. Yeah, he'd be around a bunch of corporate hacks. Oakland's like Brooklyn. There's like cool people there. You got to go out and hit the streets, Michael.
I don't
Did I ever tell you my Oakland story?
Go ahead.
This is when Ricky was on the team, Ricky Henderson. Susan Waldman was leaving the hotel.
He played in Oakland as well.
Yeah, but he was with the Yankees at this point.
Yeah, he was with both.
Susan Waldman was leaving the hotel, and she was like in workout clothes. And he said, what are you doing? She said, I'm going to go for a jog. He goes, no, you're not. She said, why? He goes, because you'll be killed.
You'll be killed. I mean,
and Ricky's from Oakland.
And he thought murder, instant murder.
He didn't even say it could happen. You would be killed, he said.
Well, people are so dramatic.
Well, you think Ricky's dramatic?
Yes.
In this case, I do, yes.
He was the diva of divas, Michael.
Yeah, but he wasn't dramatic. I mean, he talked about himself in the third person, which Michael K. hates, but he was not dramatic. Now, Peter, who says that on the Open to ENN?
Oh,
Peter!
Really?
Peter! Who is that?
You don't know who that is? Come on, Michael.
Come on.
I don't know.
Is this performative?
No, I don't know. Who is it?
You're not being performative?
No.
How do you not know who that is?
Peter! Don't know.
Come on.
If you had to guess.
Peter! I can't even do it.
Oh, my God. Peter, this is... This is like...
Michael K.
This is...
Don Juan.
This
Go
is
get your boy.
That was Stephen A?
Go get your boy. Because you make me sick. Don and them... I'm going to start calling him Don and them boys.
You know what? It didn't sound like
Wellness check territory.
Didn't sound like Peter. Now, Don, I have a question to ask you. There's a big story on the front page of ESPN.com.
Okay.
And it's about Robert Kraft, who is like obsessed with making the NFL Hall of Fame. Obsessed.
Right.
Like a constant PR push. He's got people working the voters. It drives him nuts that Jerry Jones is in and he's not in. But, okay, so he wants to be. The guy has 6 Super Bowls. He turned his investment in the Patriots into billions and billions of dollars. Why does it matter that much?
Because, like you said, Jerry Jones is in.
But
so
still.
That would probably bother me, too, if I were an owner and I accomplished a lot and I won a lot more rings. But, listen, I have no love for Jerry Jones. But put that aside for a second.
Please.
Why are you putting owners in the Hall of Fame? Well, what are they doing?
Well, I mean, some of them contribute. Robert Kraft has been a big part of the media explosion. He negotiates all of the TV deals.
All right, but the Hall of Fame, come on, man. Tip your cap and say, good job, buddy. Hall of Fame? And the way I feel about it, you're negotiating with the NFL. I mean, come on, it's...
How much?
Really? I mean, what kind of skill does that take? Oh, sorry, 20 million people are going to watch our worst product. What do you say? You in?
You good?
I almost made such a good joke, but I'm going to laugh.
I know. I had one of the best
wait,
jokes
I think it had something to do with Orchids of Asia. I'm just guessing.
No.
Peter, I feel you because...
Do you know where I'm going? I wonder if you know where I'm going.
I know where you're going. And I had, when the way Michael opened the show, and when we were talking about Baywatch, I had a line to die for. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And I regret it. It would almost been worth getting fired. I think it would have been that good.
Was it about me, or was it a sexual innuendo?
It was a sexual innuendo.
Nah, you know what? It wasn't worth it.
It probably what, but
You should have done it yesterday when we were on 1050.
Well, I mean, why disrespect? Yes.
Oh, that's
also-
true.
that's
Yeah,
also
that's
yes.
true too. I forgot. Yeah.
Well, you forgot yes?
How do you forget yes?
Because it's such a constant.
Flip, you hearing this?
It's a rock. So I just forgot. Yeah, you can't do it on yes.
Mine isn't offensive sexually.
Okay.
It's offensive to actual human beings, which is why
Which could be just as bad, if not worse.
I think it's not the move.
All right. So Peter,
I'll tell you all off the air.
Peter,
I'm going to text you both.
Peter.
But Michael, I honestly know you've had some health issues. I would definitely talk to someone that you didn't know that was Stephen A. Smith. And here's the most disturbing part. You've heard that before. Because you remember you jumped me when I continued with the Peter Pumpkin Eater. You jumped me. So you're not even you're not hearing Stephen A. and you're not remembering Stephen A. I'm concerned.
It should be.
And it was part of. We know you weren't here, but I mean the Stephen A. going off on me was a thing, and that was the pinnacle. That's the drop that came away from it.
Listen, I've got issues. What do you want me to do?
I sent you guys a text of the joke that I was going to make, and you'll see why I couldn't make it on the air. But Don, of all people, I think would truly appreciate it.
All right, and I'll text you mine.
Okay, the joke is only people.
No.
Oh, I like it. You would have insulted half the company, but really good. Really good. I'm glad you.
You know what?
I'm glad you did.
You know what, Peter? Honestly, it would have been worth. You have other jobs.
Yeah, but you don't want to lose a job for laughs.
Just for that? No, it's not.
Yeah, I agree with you, Peter. You did the right thing. Peter. Now, Peter, you promised us earlier you were going to make a big pick today. You got a big football game tonight. Big football game. You got the Bills against the Dolphins. This is a game, and I'm going to put this out there for all of you that are listening. If you're a Jet fan, who are you rooting for? Who do you want to win?
I just sent my joke, so tell me what you think.
I'll see how it compares to mine.
Does.
I'm not comfortable with it. And is that a verb? Is that even a verb?
I'll leave you with this. If you saw Donnie Brasco, you would find it funny.
I did see Donnie Brasco. I don't remember it, but
I know you don't remember movies. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Not really. I guess the answer is it.
Well, let me just say this. What did I say about Baywatch? Does it have
plots?
A plot.
There you go.
Does it have plots?
Now, Don, did you watch the end of the Yankee game yesterday?
Sure.
They did not give Chisholm a hit.
Well, how would you?
Do you think he would? Let's say he makes that dive. He's really fast. He probably beats it out at first base.
But just the fact that the throw went home, does that make it a moot point?
No, I mean, they gave him a fielder's choice, so he's 0 for 1 in that at bat. He did exactly what he wanted to do.
Right.
I think it was a hit. It was an infield hit.
But how would you call it a hit when they didn't attempt to throw him out?
Because then you've got to assume you didn't get the out at home plate, right? So if you didn't get the out at home plate, you probably wouldn't have gotten the out at first.
Was it the great Howie Carpin scoring it?
I don't remember who was doing it.
You know, I'm going to reach out to Howie, try to get an answer. Because even if he didn't score it, you know he watched it. All right, Yes has got the play now.
Right.
Oh, no. He would have been out. If the play was to first, he would have been out.
Yeah, but the whole thing is different. If the play was to first, the shortstop's backing up. He might not have been out.
I get that, but that's not the way they look at it.
All right, guys, give me 3 minutes. I'm going to review it and tell you.
Well, I'm just saying.
All right, here we go. Hold on. I'm on it. I'm on it now. Hold on.
You're on what?
I'm seeing the play finally.
So for some reason they wanted to throw him out at first, which would have been boneheaded. But if they did, he'd be out.
Absolutely.
So I think that's what they're going by. Now,
right.
now you factor in the infield wouldn't be in. I get, but I don't know if that factors into scoring.
It should.
But how would you give him a hit then? Because the play's never going to go to first.
But okay, so then the only play is at home plate. He accomplished what he's supposed to do.
Right,
the guy scored. It should be a hit.
Yeah,
well,
but it's not a sacrifice.
Shouldn't it be an E?
No.
No,
but it was a throw.
But even if the throw was great, first of all, the play, getting to the ball was great. That's why I think you give the guy a hit. It was an unbelievable play by Witt. Even if he makes a perfect throw, in all likelihood, Birdie is in there.
Right. So that's why there's no error. But you can't just there's no hit there.
I think there is a hit.
He would have been out. But how do you give him a hit? He would have been out.
Well, we don't know if he would have been out.
But you have to then,
Don, that's
as
a
an
very
score.
Let me just say one thing.
Yes.
That's a very hard throw for Witt to get up and make to first. That's not a guarantee. And Jazz Chisholm's not slow. But that's a tough throw.
But if in the judgment of the official, or the scorer, he would have been out, then that's the way you play it. It's a fielder's choice. But you just can't award him a hit just because
listen, I've been to every
he did
single
his job.
I've been to every single ballpark in baseball. Every other ballpark. Maybe I can't speak for Citi Field because it's the same official scorers. That's a hit for the hometown guy. I'm sorry, it just is.
But
I mean, what are you trying to be a hero?
No, but I'm just saying that wouldn't be right.
But I think it was a hit.
But
because the play that he decided he was going to make was the play at home. Never even considered first base. So you got to consider him safe at first base.
But that's not how it goes. But here's the way I look at it, Don.
If he got him at home plate, right?
Yeah.
Then it's a fielder's choice, and he doesn't get a hit. He didn't get anything. He should be rewarded with a hit. He didn't get anything. If they got Birdie at home plate, then of course it's not a hit. So his only play was at home plate. He didn't get it. And you're going to penalize Jazz Chisholm because his only play was at home plate?
But you're going to award him with a hit that he doesn't deserve.
Yes, I would.
He got the RBI, won the game. I'm not going to give him a hit because by the letter of the law, that's not a hit.
I think it's closer to a hit than you're making it out to be. But that's just my thought. I'm not saying you're wrong. That's your opinion.
Well, don't be a jerk about it.
Now it's almost more insulting. Now you're making light of it.
No, it wasn't. Oh my. Hey, TD, Tutty, taking us to the house. Whatever you call a touchdown, they matter more. I draft.
Put it on the rest. Put it on the rest. Put it on the rest.
Never read a line of poetry, I'm not a poet, but I sit up in the back of my buttons cause I'm fresh. Never read a book on how to rip it, I just know it, I don't need your explanation cause I'm better than the rest. Better than the rest. Better than the rest. Let me take you for a ride. I can make you feel alive.
How easy is it to play the lottery with Jackpocket? Step 1, grab your phone. Step 2, download Jackpocket and start ordering tickets for your favorite state lottery games. Step 3, let the good times roll. Jackpocket is so easy to use from home or on the go. And there have been over $500 million in total prizes won. So now, the easiest way to enjoy the lottery is right in your pocket. Jackpocket. Download America's #1 lottery app today.
I wanted to improve my credit score as quickly as possible. Borrowing from the start was incredibly simple. The interest rates were incredibly attractive. Going through the process took just a couple of minutes. The approval process was basically instantaneous, and I got the money within a few days. Paying off those credit cards meant a lot. Felt empowering to have control over my own credit destiny. There couldn't be a simpler process for paying off your credit cards.
Custom Ink helps us celebrate and drive our students' achievements with custom gear. They love Custom Ink's different styles and designs. We love how Custom Ink makes the process simple with their easy-to-use design lab, expert artists ready to help, and unbeatable customer service. Custom Ink allows our kids to show everyone their accomplishments and the pride they have in our school. When we place an order, I know they got our back, so we can focus on the kids.
We make it easy to wow all your groups with high-quality custom apparel, accessories, and promo products, all backed by our guarantee at customink.com.
Hey. Hey. Rental? Yep. You? Yeah. You know your shoe's untied.
Oh. Don't let a boxy suit ruin your night. Read from thebblacktux.com.
A message from away. To those trying to follow in our footsteps. To match our style, our durability, our attention to detail, our smoothness, and our ability to pack more into every trip. Go ahead. Keep trying. And don't just take our word for it. It's good to get away. Shop in store or at awaytravel.com.
Problem, my solution. Untuckit.com.
If there's one thing we like, it's choices. And your Ford dealer is the place to start. With a full lineup of vehicles and available powertrains. Get your ideal combination of power and capability with gas, hybrid, or all electric. But more important than the power you choose is what you choose to do with it.
Right now, lease a Ford Explorer for $369 a month for 36 months, only at your local Ford stores.
If you're an asbestos victim, pay close attention. Billions of dollars are being paid out to people like you. We should know. We're Whites in Luxembourg, the law firm that already won over $9 billion for men and women just like you. That's right, over $9 billion for mesothelioma sufferers and their families. We know you're short of money, and we know you're short of time, so we fight hard. Call Whites in Luxembourg at 917-LAWYERS. That's 917-LAWYERS. Whites in Luxembourg, winning big for the little guy.
Excuse me, can I get this? ไม่ได้ไม่ได้เดี๋ยวไปกินกันมันเผ็ดเกินไปสำหรับคุณ Try me.
Cancer is one journey no one should take on alone. Your support helps us bring together the best doctors and scientists, accelerating research that's leading to more effective treatments. Join us, and let's go further together.
You a three-point play.
Wow.
Three.
Who says
If you couldn't make this game
like
any
that?
more interesting.
Who says it like what?
Three. Who is that? Who's that?
That's Don.
Three.
Oh my God! Hopefully that was performed. Otherwise,
Peter.
Again, a wellness check.
Peter.
Michael, this is Don. People, I think we need to identify ourselves now after we speak.
You know I've gone through a lot the last month.
I know. That's why I'm concerned.
All right. It's Peter speaking, guys, and I'm here with a 3-point pick. And Lowe becomes the first player to hit two opposite.
It's not low.
It's
so
low.
you prefer that, Michael, rather than the enfeebled one?
It's a great Michael. That's the Michael.
Then I'm not being a schmuck.
But
I love Peter after that. You said thank you.
That was beautiful. Guys, I didn't I already really make this pick?
No,
but didn't I? When you really listen to the program, didn't I?
No.
Didn't think about it. Think about it.
No.
I told you guys, I have the Miami Dolphins to win the division. I have the Buffalo Bills to take a step back.
Oh.
I'm taking the Miami Dolphins and laying the 2.5 points at home.
Is it
Josh
still 2.5?
Allen, great. That's very important if it's not. So I have it at 2.5.
I got to tell you what, Don, I don't hate the pick, and I'm a Dolphin fan.
You're a Dolphin
No,
fan.
I mean,
You're a Bill fan.
I think the Dolphins are going to win the division. I picked the I picked the Bills. What am I? I'm a Bills fan, should I say?
You know what, Mike?
Oh, you know what?
You know what? Maybe I should go.
The line is 2.5, by the way, just to move on.
Not permanently, but just lay down, get a cold compress.
Yeah, no. Does someone have a hot towel or a cold compress?
Well, what do I need? A hot towel or a cold compress?
Just some sort of temperature. No, we need to slap some temperature on this guy. He's got a problem.
Cold compress on the forehead, get a hot compress on the back of the neck.
And go.
You need a little juxtaposition, Michael. I don't mean to even laugh. I've never seen this.
Are you making a pick, Don? I'm trying to, try to do part of my job. Are you making a pick here?
No, I'm not.
So you don't like this game?
No, I mean I'm going to enjoy it, but I don't love it. And again, I go by I will only make 3-point plays on a Thursday.
Well, he did.
I know, but I'm not going to do it. I wouldn't even do it for one. I have no idea who's going to win this game.
Interesting.
Or even cover. And basically, it's 2.5 back, so you're basically picking a winner.
So why are you picking the Dolphins, Peter?
Because he likes them to win the division, and if you're going to win the division, you're going to win a home game against the Buffalo Bills, right?
Exactly, and I love this team at home. I love, Tyreek, when he's coming off of a bad situation with the police, no one plays better. In fact, he's 6-1-1 as a starter when coming off a situation like that. And in 3 of those games, he received for over 150 yards.
I've got some stats on this game if you'd like.
Oh, see?
The Bills came back from 14 or more points down to beat the Cardinals in Week 1. Teams who play on the road after a win in which they came back, a straight-up win in which they came back from 14 or more points to win, are 54-90 straight up and 61-82-2 against the spread in their next game.
Wow.
Thursday home teams are just 37-51 against the spread since 2019. And Tua is 9-1 against the spread against the Patriots and Jets, but he's 2-4-1 against the spread against the Bills.
I didn't listen to anything you just said.
No.
You know what? Then you're missing a great show.
Well, he's already made his pick. So
that's right. Thank you.
Now I'm tempted to maybe duplicate Peter and try to see if I can't catch up here.
To duplicate?
Do it Thelma and Louise, Peter. 3.
I know it almost takes out the intrigue, though. Like for you tonight, well, no, I guess you still enjoy rooting for it. If you don't take it, you get to have. See, here's the beauty of not taking the pick. Mm-hmm. You get to have the beauty of rooting in the game like it matters for you. But worst case scenario, you get it wrong tonight. It doesn't matter. You didn't take it. See the beauty?
I hear you. I'm going to stay.
But you do what you want.
You be you. Well, we know Peter has a pick. That means he only has to make 2 picks tomorrow. Less work for him. Will you be watching tonight, Peter, or are you going to be watching Yankees Red Sox?
Well,
don't be that guy.
You're unbelievable.
You know they're playing foosball tonight. It's tough. No, I'm going to check in on you. Of course.
I'm not doing the game.
Then I guess I won't be watching. No, I will check in to see what's going on.
You know what? You're worried about me, Don, right? He just completely forgot that John Smoltz was on the air with us.
Yeah, John Smoltz was on, and that you're sitting in front of a blank wall like you're in Abu Ghraib. And I somehow completely forgot.
This was a rough hour for all of us.
You know what? Maybe we restart in the 6. Yeah, Don was fine.
No, Don's been great. Terrific, really. So when we come back, I'm going to give away Met tickets. And we're going to have a half hour of Diamond Notes like you read about. And we want to take your phone calls as well. Hey, to hit a home run, everything needs to line up perfect.
I love my fruit to the root. I love my fruit, they a wonderful treat. I love my fruit, they so juicy and sweet. I love my fruit, every flavor and taste. I love my fruit, every color and shape. I love my fruit to the root. Fruits in my smoothies, mango so groovy. Melons and limes, sometimes I get choosy. Bananas for breakfast, blueberries for brunch. Pineapples for dinner, fruit salad for lunch. Even though oranges don't rhyme, they don't. I'm still gonna eat them, they mine. I love my fruit, every flavor and taste. I love my fruit, every color and shape.
The Bronx BX.
Now streaming on the Yes Network.
2 words. Get here.
Go on an epic journey through the Bronx.
It's absolutely breathtaking.
Stream a new season of Bronx Beat. Now on the Yes app.
The finest premium arena club in the world comes alive in Brooklyn. Welcome to Crown Club, the Brooklyn Nets' most exclusive club in Barclays Center. featuring a menu curated by a major food group with Carbone classics and a world-class wine list. To learn more about premium memberships at Barclays Center, visit brooklynnets.com/crown-club.
Cool, right? Look at the craftsmanship. I mean, I even got my nostrils right. It's just nice to know, years after I'm gone, this guy will be standing the test of time. He's melting. Oh, jeez. No. Okay. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
If boring had a workout, it would be the wall sit. I should probably take a break soon.
Recipes. Recipes written by hand and lost to time are now being analyzed and restored using the power of Dell AI.
All right, boys, who we betting on?
However you bet, whoever you are, the sportsbook for every kind of player. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
At Domino's, we know some companies are guilty of shrinkflation. They're giving you less for the same price. So we're taking our biggest deal and we're making it even bigger. We call it moreflation. For a limited time, when you mix and match any 2 or more medium 2-topping pizzas for $6.99 each online, we'll upgrade 1 medium pizza to a large for free.
You sure about that?
Yup.
You sure about that?
Positive. Get moreflation, not shrinkflation, only at Domino's. Thanks. Wait, we're giving you more.
Smile, you found it. The feeling of finding psoriasis can't filter out the real you. So go ahead, live unfiltered with the one and only Sotyktu, a once daily pill for moderate to severe plaque psoriasis and the chance at clear or almost clear skin. It's like the feeling of finding you're so ready for your close-up, or finding you don't have to hide your skin, just your background. Once daily Sotyktu was proven better, getting more people clearer skin than the leading pill. Don't take if you're allergic to Sotyktu. Serious reactions can occur. Sotyktu can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB. Serious infections, cancers including lymphoma, muscle problems, and changes in certain labs have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, liver or kidney problems, high triglycerides, or had a vaccine or plan to. Sotyktu is a TYK2 inhibitor. TYK2 is part of the JAK family. It's not known if Sotyktu has the same risks as JAK inhibitors. Find what plaque psoriasis has been hiding. There's only one Sotyktu, so ask for it by name. So clearly you. Sotyktu.
What would you do for clean water? For over 700 million people around the world, the answer is literally anything. Walk for hours, stop going to school, sacrifice sleep, health, money, and time, all for water that's not even safe to drink. It doesn't have to be this way. This is a problem we can solve together. Join Charity Water in our mission to end the global water crisis. Visit charitywater.org today.
I'll tell you what, I'm happy with the win, but I don't think I deserve it. I think I've had much better points where I was ignored by the electorate, so it's a little curious. Seems like fake news to me.
You're not believing it?
Well, here's your chance to score a pair of tickets to see the Mets take on the Nationals on Wednesday, September 18th, when the first 15,000 fans receive a reversible hoodie presented by Citi. Be caller number 11 right now at 888-987-3776 to win. It's brought to you by the New York Mets. See the Mets take on the Nationals and the Phillies September 16th through the 22nd. Be there Saturday the 21st when all fans will receive a fan appreciation beanie presented by Guardian, plus a pregame block party with ballpark fare, giveaways, and entertainment starting at 1:10 p.m. outside Citi Field. Visit Mets.com/tickets. I was invited to Rick DiPietro's house tonight to watch the game. He's having friends over. Told him I couldn't make it, but very nice of him to invite me.
Okay.
Weird.
Yeah, didn't invite Dave. I got invited.
And didn't invite me or Peter? That's not
it's odd, right?
Don, we know where we stand, you know.
I hope they enjoy each other.
Well, I'm not going. I don't get a chance to watch games with my son that much, so I'm going to watch it with him.
No, it has nothing to do with you.
No.
It's a bad job out of Rick, but whatever.
You don't leave your house for anything. You would drive
but again, it's the
from...
It should be an easy invite. Then it's an easy thing to do. Then you don't have to worry about it. The best thing to do, Peter, is invite people you know aren't coming.
Yeah, but he's afraid because if he invited Peter, Peter might.
I'm not going out to Long Island tonight.
Come on. Let's be real here.
It's go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you.
You.
All right. These are Diamond Notes brought to you by London Jewelers. So we were talking about the Fielder's Choice by Jazz Chisholm. Let me put it to you this way, Don.
Yes.
He did everything he had to do. He did his job. He gets penalized with an offer. For what? Why?
Well, he got an RBI. I mean,
I get it, but he got an offer out of it.
So you got to award him something he doesn't deserve?
I think he deserves it.
Well, just give him a hit?
Yeah.
No, he got an RBI. He did his job. He got the RBI to win the game. Now I got to give him a hit? He didn't get a hit. It was a Fielder's Choice.
And who cares, by the way? I mean,
yeah, this is a strange take, but let's play it out. It was a Fielder's Choice.
It wasn't a fielder. You know why? Because the fielder had no choice but to go home with it. There was no choice.
That's
the game.
That's not how it works, though. It's a fielder's choice because there are two options.
No. Not in that case, Peter. There's one option. The game ends if the guy scores. So he did his job. The guy scored.
No, but if I got a runner at first base and I hit a ground ball to the shortstop, and I happen to be fast enough to beat out the double play, I don't get, well, he really ran fast.
Let me throw this at you, okay?
Yeah.
Let's say it's not a hit. So earlier in the game, they sent up Austin Wells to pinch hit. Got a sac fly.
Yeah.
He did his job, got the run in, loses no points on his batting average.
Right.
Shouldn't that be an RBI, a sac RBI?
Well, then, but that doesn't exist. If you want a petition to have that be a new rule, great, but it doesn't exist right now.
And because it doesn't exist, why should he be penalized points off his average when he did exactly what he had to do?
Well, because he didn't get a hit.
But neither did Austin Wells, but he wasn't penalized. You know what I mean? Austin Wells got a sac fly. There's no such thing as a sac ground out, but maybe there should be.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So I'm with you in those situations, but that doesn't exist. So
what are we going to do?
It's a different conversation here. I believe I should have been invited to Rick DiPietro's house.
Now I
was not.
Now the game notes today that the Yankees handed out, right? Mm-hmm. Anthony Greek said at 3:20 said that he got a hit on that.
All right. Well, then what the official scorer would then have to say is, not, well, he did his job, so I'm going to give him a hit. He would then say, I believe that if he did try to throw to first base, Jazz would have beat it out.
Because right after the game, it was a sack. It was a fielder's choice. So that the Yankees have it as a walk-off single.
Okay, so if you talk to the official scorer, then he would the only right answer would be is that he believed that he would have beat it out at first. It couldn't be, well, he deserves something because he did his job.
No, he had to think that he would have been safe at first. Yeah.
Right, which I disagree with, but at least that's a debatable point.
Let's take some phone calls. Let's go to Rick in Old Line.
Michael, thanks for taking the call. I could not agree with you more. It's not a fielder's choice. There is no choice. He had to go home to cut down the run to save the game, and it was a phenomenal play by the way by Witt.
It really was
an easy ground ball, right? So he rushed the throw, and that's it. Look, you have sack flies, you have sack bunts. Why not a sack ground out?
No, that's fine, but
anyway,
you couldn't give. You just can't give him a hit. You can't make up a rule if you want to change the rule. Like let's say Let's say there's bases loaded and one out in that same situation. Now the guys are back because they're going to try to get a double play to get out of the inning. Now, obviously, it's a fielder's choice. He's got no choice. He's got to go for the double play. If Jazz beats it out at first base and they win the game, they wouldn't award him a hit. It'd be a fielder's choice. But it's the same thing. He had no choice but to try to get the double play, and because of his speed, he beat it out. But you wouldn't award him a hit. It would be a fielder's choice. So it's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you. But I didn't call for that reason. I called about Stanton. But I spoke to you guys last week about bringing up the Martian to replace Verdugo. Michael, you said you can't do that because it's experimenting. We got the best record in the American League, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, we did do that. So I'm glad the Martian is here. Here's my problem with the Yankees lineup, Stanton. Stanton is, again, absolutely killing us. Since he hit those 3 home runs in 3 consecutive games in August, he's gone 7 for 51 with like 20 strikeouts, only 3 walks. He's killing us. So here's my suggestion. I know they won't do this because the Yankees always operate based on contracts and contract sizes. They will never bench Stanton, which they should do and make him just a pinch hitter. But
he's not a good pinch hitter.
I would bench Stanton, and I would play Birdie, who, by the way, has not played yet, who was on fire at AAA. We haven't played him yet. But I would play Birdie and Cabrera at third, and I would move Jazz to the outfield, which is his natural position.
No, it's not. Second base is his second base is his natural position. He was converted.
No, I know that, but
he was converted to a center fielder in Miami, and he didn't play that well. So, listen, when you have Giancarlo Stanton on your team, you're going to live with the ups and the downs. There's going to be extended periods where he's going to look lost, which he's in right now. I believe he's 1 for his last 26. And then the home runs are going to come. He's more important. You want John Birdie rather than Giancarlo Stanton? And Birdie scored the winning run yesterday, so he has played. I'm not being picky there, but he has played. You got to ride with Stanton. Stanton's going to be an important player in the postseason, as he's been every single postseason he's played in. He's been one of the few guys that hits. You don't bench him now because they're winning despite the fact that he's struggling.
I mean, it would really make no sense, considering this is what he's been. This is the type of
this is him
time of the year he's been. This is when he's been best,
right?
And not only it's when he's been best, it's when you haven't had a lot of other options besides him.
Yeah, I mean that's a weird take. You're gonna move. So if Stanton is benched, you're gonna move Chisholm to the outfield so you could play Cabrera and Birdie. It makes no sense, dude. It just doesn't. You keep riding Stanton and hope that he starts hitting home runs again. That's his career. So if you don't like his career, then he doesn't belong on your team.
And I do think sometimes it might be in play where the money might drive it. I don't think it's that in the case.
No way. They got to pay him the money anyway. That's silly.
Yeah, I don't think that applies here. No, I think they believe that he could still do it. And we've seen in recent postseason he could do it. He's a streaky guy.
That's it. He's streaky.
Yeah.
He'll have 2 weeks where he hits everything out, and then he's going to have 3 weeks where he can't get out of his own way. He's in the middle of that right now. He'll come out of it because he always does. The only thing that really derails him is injury. But this is the type of player he is. I'm sorry. If you don't like it, then turn away when he comes up to the plate. Let's go to Kevin in Queens. Kevin.
Hey, what's up? What's going on, guys? Thanks for taking the call.
You got it. Thanks for calling.
Real quick on the 2 points, but on the MVP thing, right, with Ohtani and Lindor, I think you guys hit it on the head. Lindor plays every day, top-notch defense. He's up in the WAR, not top in WAR. Not to take anything away from Ohtani, but it's true. Like, he's just a DH. And what he's doing is spectacular. It's great. But I think the fact that Lindor plays every day and gives you top-notch defense and the offense. Now, Mike, you said something that was pretty good, but then, I mean, I'm a Mets fan, rooting for Lindor to win. But you could make the same case for Ohtani for how great he's been, right? That he's helped put the Dodgers in a place where, they have a kind of a padded lead, right? So I know the Mets are playing meaningful games.
True.
Every game counts for Lindor playing, for the Mets. But same thing, you kind of make the argument for Ohtani. And then my second thing was their year, I think was the second to last year that Ohtani was in the American League. I think it was him and Judge going up for MVP. Did Ohtani win it that year, or I know Judge won one after that or something like that? But I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to make the comparison
I think that Judge in 2022, Ohtani had a good year for the Angels, and Judge beat him.
But Judge beat him up.
But
right?
that
Judge
was when Ohtani was pitching, though, Kev. So that was the full Ohtani.
Right.
And also, Judge, I mean, it's hard not to give Judge the MVP. He set the record that year, so.
He set the record, right?
And that's why, Kevin, I think that Ohtani's going to end up winning it because of 50-50. I mean, nobody could even imagine 50-50. The dream number, Don, was 40-40. This guy's going 50-50.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
It really is. It is nuts.
Now, Ohtani didn't play last night. And so his WAR actually went down.
How could your WAR go down for not playing?
I looked it up yesterday, and it was 7.5. I looked it up today. It's 7.4.
I think he did play, Don.
All right. Well, did he play? I'm looking at that.
I think he hit a home run. He hit a laser home run. So there's no way. There's different WARs. You might be looking at a different WAR. There's F WAR, and then there's baseball reference WAR. He stole a base, and he hit a home run. There's no way his WAR went down.
Am I looking at the... Where did he... All right, I don't know what I'm looking at.
Maybe it's time for both of us, you know?
No, I'm looking at Wednesday.
Right.
The Dodgers beat the Cubs 10-8. And I was just looking at the box score, and I didn't see Ohtani's name. Happ, Swanson, Suzuki. I don't...
He's at the top of the lineup, Don. Very top.
Right, okay.
You see him?
Oh, something happened with the it wouldn't. I hit Dodgers. It wouldn't switch over a Cub. So he went 2 for 4. Lindor's did go down as well because he only had the one hit. It was a home run that helped him win.
I mean, if you told me I'm going to give you $1 billion to figure out WAR, I mean, I wouldn't be able to calculate it for you. But I don't understand how you could have a home run and a stolen base and the WAR goes down.
Yeah, I don't. But I wouldn't pay attention to it. Because you know how I feel about the analytics, but you have told me that that's one of the things that they look at. That's why Trout would win it every single year, even though his team was never any good, because he would have a monster WAR. And that I'm not saying it's the end-all, be-all, but it's obviously something that they look at. So Lindor's is right now 6.4, Ohtani's is 7.4. So to me, you could talk about 50-50 and all that. If he's got a full one higher than Lindor, that's probably what's going to put Ohtani over the edge more than anything.
Let's go to Clarence in Brooklyn. Clarence.
Yeah. Hi. This my name is Clarence. This is for Peter.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Clarence.
Peter, about 5-6 years ago, I went to a flea market in Brooklyn, New York, and I found a jacket. It's an HBO jacket given to those that were on The Soprano, and I know you were a Soprano fan. And it belonged to, I can't pronounce his name, but they call him the Scooch. It was his jacket.
Wow.
And I was just wondering. One time I called his family member because I live in Starrett City. They live over in Howard Beach. And I called, I think, a niece or something, and see if she was interested in the jacket, but she wasn't interested in it. So I just thought maybe you might have been, you might be interested in it.
Well, it's like, is it the leather jacket with the logo in the breast pocket kind of area?
Yeah. It's like a baseball, football jacket.
Wow, I would certainly want to take a look at it. That's a very interesting, Clarence. I am a man who enjoys vintage merch.
Yeah, I could send you pictures of it because I have pictures of it. I did a research, and I got his picture and everything with him in it, wearing it. And on the inside of the pocket, it has his name, his address, where he lived, and different things.
Okay, let's do this off the air, okay, Clarence? Let's put you on hold rather than do like a swap shop on the air.
What are we doing?
A little bit much.
What are we doing?
I mean, he's selling you a jacket on the air. Let's move along, okay?
What did Don, I didn't answer.
I'm not saying you. I'm just saying, all right, enough is enough is enough.
I think he was yelling at the situation, Peter.
Well, I like Clarence, and I appreciate that he wanted me to check out the Scooch's jacket.
All right, Mark in Jacksonville, you're next on Swap Shop.
Yeah.
Hey, good afternoon, gentlemen. How we doing?
How you doing?
What do you got for? What do you have?
Hey, good. Hey, I'm of the school of thought where the DH, if they're not given the MVP for that reason, I'm not against it, and here's why. I think they have a physical and intellectual advantage. The physical, because they're only on their feet, 30 minutes a game, so they're not getting tired, they're not getting fatigued. And the intellectual advantage, in between the bats, they're going back in the clubhouse, they can review videotape, and analyze what's going on. So I think they have a better advantage, and they're healthier, and they can get more productive bats throughout the year. So that's why I'm not opposed to them not getting the DH. And my other point was about Daniel Jones. So I know he's not the second coming of Joe Montana, But I'm looking at Phil Simms as an example. He was never productive for the Giants until his 6th year, and then he wins the.
Well, that was more because of injuries too. He was hurt a lot.
Right. Even when he was an injury, he was still not very productive. And then,
but Mark, you have eyes, right? You have eyes. You're comparing Daniel Jones to Phil Simms, obviously. Well, do you really believe that?
No. I'm just saying maybe a little premature to write him off, but
I mean, how long? But Mark, how long should we wait? I mean, 6 years is a long time in the NFL. So thank you for the phone call. A little premature. If you haven't shown it by 6 years, you're not showing it.
Now, I've thought about Phil Simms too. Gets drafted in '79, misses he 11 games as a starter his rookie year, 13 in '80, 10 in '81. Then the knee injury ended his career, ended his season in '82. Hardly played in '83. Then he got going in '84. So that was at the age of 29 in his, technically his 5th season. And guys, he balled out, threw for over 4,000 yards. And again, the different era. It was primarily because of injury, Michael, that he just could not get going. And that regime drafted him, and that regime believed in him, and there wasn't a salary cap. And so there was a lot of things that they didn't have to make a decision on Phil. Parcells came in and went with Scott Bruner, ended up being a mistake, but there wasn't this sort of Damocles, as you like to say, hanging over, like, do we give him the 5th-year option? Do we give him a contract? Do we go find somebody else? They had the luxury of waiting it out, and it worked out. But mostly it was injury. We've seen a lot of a healthy Daniel Jones not be productive.
We're in the middle of Diamond Notes, brought to you by London Jewelers. Visit London Jewelers today at any of their 7 locations, including the Americana Mall and the mall at Short Hills. Paul and Trenton. Paul.
Mike, I came in late, but when I hear bench Stanton for Birdie, it makes me so mad that I just get crazy.
I agree.
Are these Yankee fans insane? With Stanton, you have to exert more to pitch to him. In the lineup, he makes the opposing pitcher work. He should be in there every day, not even being rotated like he is. What do you think? I
agree with you because, once you have Giancarlo Stanton on your team, Paul, and we thank you for the phone call, you're in. You're in. You know what he is. He's a streaky player. When he's lost, he looks completely lost. And when he's on, he can hit you 5 or 6 home runs a week. And we have proven over time that he's one reliable hitter in the postseason. You're going to bench him? And then you want to put Jazz Chisholm in the outfield where he's not a great outfielder. So you want to weaken your outfield defense by taking Verdugo, who is considered a plus defender, out of left field. Or Jason Dominguez, you're taking his bat out of the lineup. It makes no sense. He said, well, then have him as a pinch hitter. He's a terrible pinch hitter. He got a pinch hit like 2 weeks ago. I think he's like 4 for 58 in his career. He's not a good pinch hitter. His swing is not one that he could come up and go, okay, I'm going to put one in play. That's not him. He's not a pinch hitter. You have to give him 4 at-bats a game, Don.
He has the ability, as poor as all of his stats are, that he could totally wreck a game with one swing. We've seen it. We've seen it in the postseason. So they see value in that. What is he hitting, Michael? 230.
230.
He's got 25 home runs.
Yeah, and missed a lot of games. Missed 2 months.
That's what they love about him. Can't hit, can't run, can't field, can't run. But he can do what a lot of other players can't do, and that's take an 0-2 fastball when it looks like awful in the first 2 swings and then launch one 500 feet.
Peter, have you signed a deal for the jacket yet? I'm just curious about how that's going.
I'm trading him a sandwich maker for it.
Sandwich maker?
Yeah, it's a press, a sandwich press.
Oh, those are very valuable.
I'm into it.
We got a big show tomorrow. Joe Fortenbaugh.
Don, I did start the doc, by the way. We'll talk about it. The Sopranos doc.
Oh, David Chase, it's awesome.
Oh, I've got to watch.
Yeah, it's Mage. And because of our friend Gordon Damer, I started the Chimp doc as well.
See ya.
That's a wrap on the show for today. Coming up next here on Yes Yankees Magazine, don't forget the Yankees and Red Sox are over on Fox, and after the final out, kick it back to Yes and the Yes app for full post-game coverage. For all of us here on the Michael K. Show, this is Chris Sheeran saying have a great night. Enjoy the game. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock. MK Show on Yes is presented by Untuck It. Shirts designed to be worn untucked. Shop now at untuckit.com.
The best ideas come from solving common problems. My problem? Like a lot of other men, I couldn't find a shirt that looked good untucked. So this became my passion, to design a shirt that captures the perfect balance between length and fit. Easy to say, not that easy to do. But with some
it's a rivalry that spans more than a century.
Yastrzemski will not get it all.
It's a rivalry that spans more than a century.
Yastrzemski will not get it home run.
See ya! A home run! Bernie Williams! Jeter on the run, makes the play, and flies into the stands.
His first at-bat of the game. There's a fly ball deep to left, and the Yankees are going to the World Series!